You couldn't blame Winnipeg Jets fans for feeling apprehensive, crushing their four-leaf clovers in nervous fists. Despite being considered one of the NHL's elite teams in the 2018-19 season, and sitting in top spot in the Central Division most of the year, something happened on the way to the finish line. They coughed and sputtered and lost hold of first place, almost falling out of the top 10 in the league standings as their stars struggled through scoring droughts and injuries, now, as they face division rivals the St. Louis Blues in the first round of the 2019 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Fans are doing what they can to send their team some good vibes. I'm an avid collector of action figures and I've got my little Jets shrine of players, and I pat them on the head. And I've put up my marquee, "Go Jets Go" light board, said Jordan Melnick, who was among the 9,500 fans who paid $5 to get into the official whiteout street party on blocked off roads around Bell MTS Place ahead of Wednesday night's home game against the Blues. Every action figure I have that had white, I posed them all together and made my own whiteout. It's pretty geeky. Melnick also got into the whiteout theme in his attire, dressed as a polar bear, with a Jets logo. Winnipeg is back in the postseason after getting all the way to the Western Conference Final last year, the final step before the Cup Championship Series. Jordan Melnick says he's dressed as something ferocious but is as scared as a teddy bear of St. Louis. Darren Bernhardt, CBC. Last year, the Jets went into the playoffs on a hot streak, rolling through the regular season's final 10 games with a 9-1 record. This time around they stumbled through their final 10 with a 4-5-1 run. I know I'm dressed like I'm big and ferocious, but deep down inside, I'm pretty terrified about this. St. Louis is hot. Jets, not so much, Melnick admitted, but added, he knows the Jets are quite capable. We've got such a young, talented squad. We could come back and do anything. They're going to pull us through. The fans will play a big part, he said. In Winnipeg, there's two teams, the fans and the Jets. The whiteout makes a big difference, and if you've never come face to face with a whiteout, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to hit you. There is some reason for optimism. The Jets went 3-0 in playoff series opening games last season, beating the Minnesota Wild 3-2, Nashville Predators 4-1, and Vegas Golden Knights 4-2. In the first games of their respective series, they're going to flip a switch. I have a feeling, said Jesse Boulay. I love that everyone is underestimating us. I think it's going to work well in our favor. We meet again as they're now doing in the playoffs. The Jets and Blues met to open the 2018-19 NHL regular season on October 4. From there, they promptly went in polar opposite directions. After a 5-1 win, the Jets climbed their way through the league standings, while the Blues spiraled downwards. The loss was St. Louis's worst opening night defeat in franchise history. A month later, Patrick Lane torched the Blues with 5 goals as the Jets doubled up St. Louis 8-4. In all, the teams faced off 4 times in the regular season, with the Jets winning 3. St. Louis blanked the Jets 1-0 in December, when they last met. And when the first light dawned on 2019, the Blues were dead last in the 31-team NHL. The Jets were third. But St. Louis changed its tune through the second half, tearing up the league with a 5th of October 30 win-loss overtime loss run to finish 12th, including going 8-1 in the final stretch. The Jets, meanwhile, ran into scoring droughts with several star players, and sputtered to a mediocre 2-2, 1-8-3 record in the second half. More on the Winnipeg Jets playoff run. Game 2 of the series is slated for Friday, also in Winnipeg, before the series shifts to the Enterprise Center in St. Louis for Game 3 on Sunday and Game 4 on Tuesday. Notebook. This is the first time in franchise history that the Jets 2.0 have reached the playoffs in back-to-back seasons, and 4th time overall that they've been in the postseason. Blake Wheeler leads the Jets in scoring in Game 1 with 6 points, all assists, in 4 games, while Mark Scheifele has 5 points, 4G, 1A, in 4 games. goaltender Connor Hellebuck went 3-0 in Game 1's last season with a 1.67 goals against average and .944 save percentage. The Jets went the 1st of December 13 against Central Division teams during the regular season, which is their poorest divisional record since going 1-1, 1-6-2 during the 2015-16 season. Schieffel finished the playoffs last season with 14 goals in 17 games and set an NHL record for most road goals in a playoff series with 7 in the second round against Nashville.